no absorption really.
And there's no absorption.
Because it's
so, yeah.
Full all the time.
Full all the time here by the stomach, putting pressure on door to open the duodenum, to open, and when opens, watch out, because the acid goes up, the sphincter cannot hold, cannot close,
yeah,
and actually it was a doctor in 1963, I think, wrote a book from UCLA by the name The Gut-Mind Connection. And then second one was written not a long time ago, maybe 5-7 years ago, was the second brain, you know, because we do have communication from intelligence of the body, which is in the cells and abdominal cavity. And this, well, bottom line, if somebody breaks a leg, who is mending the leg? The doctors put together.
Yeah.
But the mending goes from the cells. If the mending goes from the intelligence of each cell, so it means everything talks to the computer. Now we have computers, we know what is computer.
Our brain is a sort of computer.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're going to concrete to the colonic hydrotherapy. So you coming with your profession and helping a person exactly how?
Well, first we're trying to understand why is not opening at the bottom. So during the first session, we're going to see where is the first pinch from the bottom up in the colon, in the rectum, because colon have parts. So anus, above anus is rectum, and above the rectum is descending, and sigmoid area descending, and then is transfer from right to left, and the ascending from the bottom up. Now, if the water is flow in, and the client laying quiet and peaceful, everything is flowing in, so there's no pain, no disturbance, and it's flowing until the person feels after 3.5 to 4.5, depends how tall, 5.5 minutes, the person feels
pressure?
Not pressure, but full, very full, you know, like when you eat and you feel full. So you open the drainage and comes out, zoom, like a river of waste. That's the person which is totally clear.
Oh, wow.
In other words, healthy, clear, because healthy waste, believe it or not, we have healthy waste, and we don't have healthy waste. That healthy waste is able to be diluted with water, and then it's flowing like a river. Now, what happens if person takes 1 second? 1 second is totally clogged up from the top to the bottom and from the bottom to the top.
Which means that the water doesn't go in.
That's correct. Water cannot go in. So the person is full instantly. This gives you a clue right there. What is blocking off? So the highway, what we call colon, but at this moment I would say the highway, is round. It's like a hose. If that hose, which is the highway, is going narrow down like this, so it's on the bottom, this is anus locked in. So it's collecting. And when it's collecting, this looks outside of the body as somebody above pubic bone have like a chicken fat. You know? Looks like a fat. And sometimes it's so hard that you cannot put finger to it. So what this means, then this behaves like a stopper. So whatever you put it in is not going out properly, maybe diarrhea form a little bit when the colon opens, just a little chut, you know. Let out in diarrhea form, but this comes from nerves, this comes from stress, this comes from not thinking about yourself and being stressed out, and boy, we have plenty stress now from the universe, plenty of it. So right there we can recognize exactly which part climbing up is the spasm. Now how you open that, then the client have to think how to relax and meditate, release the waste. When we release from the body knows how to balance, knows how to release the gas, and you can see it, everything what is coming up.
So actually the colon hydrotherapy goes into the large intestine of the ascending, descending, and transverse colon. And what is about the rest of the colon?
Well, the rest of the colon, what is above comes below. If you release this much, what is
then
above comes below.
So you say that this hydrotherapy doesn't go further practically?
No, never. Okay. It's an illusion, and that's something what a lot of medical people worries, you know, and they say, oh my God, if you have this or ulceration or that, that's not good for you. Well, I never heard ever that the water can hurt you. Water can moisturize you, water can bathe you, like we bathe the children.
We are 70% or more out of water, so what are we talking about? How much could that hurt? So you're doing it for 45 years, and you never had, or 46 already, so you never had an incident ever happening that somebody,
can I have a touch wood? No, we never had
that's
it.
Good.
Well, with the person.
So it's no danger to this therapy?
No, absolutely not. Depends which hand is that person, you know, is somebody who finished school yesterday and didn't practice enough, and who knows what could happen. But if somebody have a feeling and works so many years, it never happened. No.
I liked your view in the entire, that you don't say, oh, that's the key, we have to cleanse the colon, we have to wash it out, help the person to release. Only you're saying meditate, change your diet, get adjusted, chiropractic adjustment. You understand very much the flow of the nervous system or the electricity, acupuncture, open blockages, cheese. So you're talking about the whole person. This is an extremely important view, because we never can say one thing is solving the problem for everything.
Well, 50 years.
Well, there is a connection.
Yes, absolutely.
To the mind, to everything.
Everything works together and everything talks together. You see, 100 years ago, even 50 years ago, you know, I was born to horse and buggy. First 50 years ago, not that I'm 50, I'm much older, but I am saying those days we had no idea how the body really works.
Exactly.
Scientists maybe was getting to it. But now we have computers, the brain is computer, the body gives the order and brain executes them. But what happens if somebody drink alcohol all the time?
Changes everything.
Change everything, because it's not allowing to communicate with the brain, number one. And number two is a chemical which affects the liver. And the liver is very important because it's purifying the blood, purifying the water, and have to hold that impurities and then dumping someplace. But if cannot dump anymore, what happened then? The sifter is so clogged up, then the blood is releasing nothing besides impurity. You know, I mean, nothing. The blood is not pure. So that's where the cholesterol comes from. So instead of taking pills, why don't you detox the liver and detox the gallbladder? But you cannot detox those two things.
If you cannot release it from the body, the waste products.
That's right. That's right. And when the gallbladder releases that, to the colon, via gallbladder duct.
Correct.
Right. So it's such a simple, you know, in my age, as I'm getting older and I'm looking at my life, before I used to try to convince people with every part of my soul, you know, to save people's life from surgeries, from dieting. Now you don't need everybody educated, but they are educated to clean the body.
Yeah.
And the cleaning the body is not taking just the pills. You needed to look as
enough drinking.
Yes.
So because usually what happens, I see this all the time, people get bloated because they have all this fiber, but they forget that they have to drink, you know, fluid to the fiber.
And two key words you said it, which I need to emphasize to the viewer. Number one, plug. Unplug the bottom. Well, it's like a stopper in the sink. Unplug it, but the stopper of the sink is not unplugged backward.